And that's why psychos run the world. Because they don't give a fuck. They don't feel guilt. They don't give a shit. They'll fucking kill anybody. You know? And nice people, we should be killing them, but we don't because we can't deal with the guilt. Right? And what do psychos do? They stay in power by killing loud, nice people. Martin Luther King, loud, nice. I know he banged a bunch of broads. Who gives a fuck? Guy was fucking up there crushing it. If nice people start killing psychos, okay, maybe then you wouldn't have a swirl of trash the size of Texas in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean. Do we work on that? No, because there's psychos in the world, and all they end up doing is trying to keep improving golf equipment so these man-titted fucking cunts can keep a ball on the fairway.
It was very scary because they chained my chest super tight and I couldn't breathe properly. I was really scared because I thought I'm not going to be able to breathe. I cried and then begged them to lose it up. And they said, like, you're fine, and ignored me. But then I was coming close to the bus, that lady, like, so, and she, like, fixed it. And I was like, oh my God, like, that's crazy how your life can, like, be treated like this. I for sure it was the most scary moment of my entire life. At first day, I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna make it. Like bad ventilation, to open toilet, camera towards toilet. Which is like ridiculous. They say like it's a man facility for that's why like they have men first, like it's men it was priority, women like the last. Like visitor section, no bed. To like anti-sanitary small tiny piece of soap for 26 people at the moment that was gone like the same day. I will never forget one very early morning when we were like sleeping and the door opened and a man looked at us with a shock on his face. I will never forget his face. He covered his face right away with his t-shirt. I can only imagine how it was smelled in the room. I will never forget his face. It made me like to feel more sorry for myself, like we were worse than animals. Those girls were coming every day. We were like screaming, like begging them, like say like you can't let them come because they didn't have space.
Let me help you understand this shit. There is a machine. It's the United States of America. Liberalism wants to slap stickers on the machine. Conservatives want to take it back to its default setting. But both liberals and conservatives like the machine.
You know about the Black Panther Party, but what about the White Panther Party? Founded in 1968 by poet and rock band manager John Sinclair, the White Panther Party was created to support the Black Panther Party and fight white supremacy, capitalism, and state violence. And yes, they were white. But they weren't trying to lead, though. They followed the leadership of black revolutionaries. And their name, well, Huey P. Newton once said, white people who want to help, they should start a White Panther Party. So, they did. Their 10-point program called for free food, housing, education, medical care, and the end of money. They also aimed to radicalize white youth on these principles, and they even had the support of pop stars like Stevie Wonder and John Lennon. They were radical, loud, and unapologetically anti-racist. So you wouldn't be shocked to know that the FBI targeted them too. Their activism even led to a landmark Supreme Court case which limited government surveillance. They understood, y'all, that real solidarity means following, not centering. Now, before you leave, don't forget, let me know, did you know about the White Panther Party? And how likely is it that it gets created again today? What do you think?
Would you dare visit this dangerous country? Currently on multiple travel advisory lists and boasting some of the highest child death rates, this is the United States. Visiting here could risk detainment, but is it worth it? I got to try some excellent local delicacies such as green juice, which locals rely on due to so many chemicals in the food here. Corporations and landlords own everything, and you can always be replaced. Still, beautiful landscapes exist here, but they were acquired through murdering local populations. Now, in the US, I risk censorship saying that, as woke opinions is on its way to becoming a criminal offense in the United States. There are so many cute dogs here, many of whom have more rights than women. Sometimes you'll come across ugly sights in neighborhoods that contain violent people. Due to underfunded and lack of public transportation and infrastructure designed around cars, the people here are isolated and starving for intimacy, which makes them kind and wanting to have fun. If you want to witness history in the fall of democracy, I highly suggest the US. Let me know in the comments. Are you brave enough to visit?
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
We need to plant gardens this spring like we won't have money for groceries this winter. And like our neighbors' kids will be starving as well. This is the real revolution. Grow your food because we might not be able to afford groceries this winter, and it's important for us to be able to feed each other. None of us can do it alone, but together we can do anything.
I wouldn't have made it without help. But the point is, it came from here, and then it came from here. You know what I mean? And then it came from here, and then it came from here.
Here are 5 facts about Fred Hampton and the Rainbow Coalition we should all know. 1. In 1969, Fred Hampton, chairman of the Chicago Black Panther Party, created the Rainbow Coalition, a groundbreaking multiracial alliance that united Black Panthers, Young Lords, a Puerto Rican revolutionary organization, and Young Patriots, a group of white working-class activists from Appalachia, effectively bridging racial divides by focusing on shared economic struggles and anti-capitalist resistance in Chicago's most marginalized communities. 2. Hampton's coalition successfully negotiated truces between rival street gangs, redirecting their energy from internal violence to community service and political organizing, resulting in unprecedented gang unity that created free breakfast programs, health clinics, and political education centers that served thousands of Chicago's poorest residents across racial lines. 3. The Rainbow Coalition's political power terrified law enforcement so deeply that the FBI and Chicago Police Department conspired to assassinate Hampton, with an informant drugging him before a pre-planned police raid on December 4, 1969, where Hampton was murdered in his bed while his pregnant partner slept beside him. An event that later led to a landmark civil rights lawsuit exposing widespread government corruption. 4. Before his assassination at age 21, Hampton had organized over 2,500 free breakfast programs for children, negotiated gang truces that reduced street violence by 80% in targeted neighborhoods, and created political education programs that registered thousands of new voters, demonstrating a level of community organizing that threatened the existing power structures more effectively than any previous urban movement. 5. The Rainbow Coalition's model directly inspired future multiracial social justice movements, including the modern Poor People's Campaign and Black Lives Matter, with many contemporary activists citing Hampton's approach of building solidarity across racial and economic divides as a crucial blueprint for transformative community organizing. Hampton's revolutionary vision of multiracial working-class solidarity was so effective that the state considered him more dangerous than any other activist of his time, ultimately leading to his targeted assassination by law enforcement.
Have you ever watched a group of creatures moving in perfect unison? This phenomenon, often seen in schools of fish or swarms of insects, is known as synchronized movement. Scientists suggest it enhances survival, as individuals can confuse predators. The magic lies in the simple rules governing their interactions. Each member responds to the movements of its neighbors, creating a ripple effect. Research shows that this behavior is rooted in basic mathematical principles and physics. As they coordinate, they reduce energy expenditure and improve efficiency. This fascinating dance is not just beauty, it showcases the intelligence of nature's design, revealing profound connections within ecosystems.